how to create a good routine for kids. Hey there, I'm Charlotte with Colorful Teaching for Youth. Thank you so much for joining me. So many of us have a good routine for ourselves, don't we, that we follow every day. You might get up in the morning and brush your teeth and then put on your clothes, or at night you might brush your teeth and then change into your pajamas, and you know to do this because your routine is good and it's solid and you've created a foundation for yourself. Now, what we see is when children have a solid foundation or solid routine in place, they just feel happier because they know what's expected of them and when it's expected of them. And so this helps them feel comfortable, secure, and just confident in themselves. It's when we see kids having a lack of routine that we start to see meltdowns. It's not the only reason, but it's a pretty big one. So today we're going to be looking at how to help our kids by creating routines. And if you want them to take ownership of this, I'd recommend doing this alongside them, okay? So let's get started with this. The first step is to create mini routines. Now, you might have heard a lot of people saying, create a schedule for your entire day. And honestly, I love it for myself as an adult, but for kids, it is far too much. So I don't create a full schedule for a child for an entire day. It's just, they're not going to remember this. So what I do instead is I create little mini routines for the day. So you have a morning routine, you have an evening routine, and a night routine. For a weekend, you might also throw in an afternoon routine. And while it looks like it's a full day routine, you're not putting too many things in each of those sections. Just a few things is what you're sprinkling in there. So for the morning routine, you might look at, let's get up and let's brush our teeth, let's wash our face, put on our clothes, and go down. Maybe we're going to set the table, eat breakfast together. Then we're going to put on our jackets and get ready to leave. There's not a lot. It's just quick structures that we're going to do. You just want quick points, okay? So the next step is to place reminders. So what I've done for you is I've already created visual reminders for you. So all you have to do is go to the link in the description and go to step number 2 where it says place reminders. Grab your visual reminder and then I would print it out on cardstock and then place them around in places that you think that your child is going to need. So a morning routine might be right beside their, right around their bed, or it might be on the window in the bathroom where when they get up, so they're brushing their teeth and they're seeing this, so they know where they need to go next. For me personally, in my classroom or at home, I place multiple reminders so that kids know where they need to be, and if they forget, it's just there for them right away, okay? It sets them up for success that way. The third step is to practice structure. So what I like to do here is once you've created it, you want to practice it. So go through the steps. The morning routine is going to be really difficult if you're rushing in the morning, so you don't need to do it in the morning, but you could do it in the evening and let them know, hey, this is a morning routine. We do this in the morning, or better yet, practice it on the weekend in the morning time. And practice it a few times. Don't give them all at once, but maybe just do the first 3 steps. Do it over and over and over again until they've gotten it and they're able to do it without you constantly reminding them. Then you can add on the next couple of steps, right? So you want to keep doing this, and then let's turn this into a game. Let's see how fast you can do this. Let's take a timer, maybe on the phone, something simple, and then you time them, and let's go for it. Let's see how fast we can go. It turns into a fun game. I do it at home, and my kids, and at home with my kids and also in my classroom, they love it because now they're just getting in the hang of it, and they're like, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do this faster than you. It's fun. So let's go and let's practice structure. The fourth one, be flexible. This is really important because there's so many kids that have so much anxiety when they've got a solid routine and now something's happened and their routine is blown out of proportion. They can't do it at all, right? So then you have to deal with meltdowns, and we don't want to do that. So let's take a step back and let's help them, set them up for success, so that when something happens and they need to adapt to the environment, we're now ready for it. So what I do here is I take one thing and I throw it in there. So here's what I mean. So let's say it's your morning routine and you don't have the time, you're rushing, you don't have the time to eat as a family your breakfast. So it might look a little bit different. You might have to dress up, brush your teeth, all that kind of stuff, dress up, and you're taking your breakfast and you're eating it in the car. So eating on the go instead of as a family. So you're not setting up the table, you're not eating, and you're not taking down anything. Okay? Now, I would tell your child, you are just so awesome at this structure right now. Let's see how much more awesome you can be by if I throw in something different. Can you change? Can you do this? I think you can. And then have them then throw it in every day. Do something different every day. Like, let them know we're gonna just see how awesome you are by making some changes every single day. And then after you've seen that they're able to adapt to it every day, start to lessen it, so that it becomes more and more spontaneous. Okay. Now, do not do this step until your kids have mastered the first 3 steps. They need to be able to go through their entire routine without you reminding them, without you present and constantly watching over them. Okay. So first 3 steps need to be done before you get to step number 4. All right. So that is it for us today. Thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. In the meantime, let's really review what we talked about. We looked at why it's important to have a strong routine, and we looked at 4 different ways to do this, or 4 ways to do this. Number 1 is to create mini routines. Number 2 is to place reminders. Number 3 is to practice structure. And number 4 is to be flexible. Thank you for joining me again, and in the meantime, remember to create, experience, and teach from the heart. Take care, my friends. Bye.